YouTube, my name is Mesa Sean, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Alright folks, in this video, we're going to go over a new exotic quest for, well, what do you know it? Another exotic hand cannon. Will this quest be fun? Will this quest be solo friendly? Or will you pretty much need a fire team to get this completed? We're going to go through what we know about this quest in this video. On July 2nd, we are getting a quest for the Lumina, or Lumina as some people like to pronounce it. I'm calling it Lumina. We're getting this quest on July 2nd, and the data miners were up to their shenanigans again and posted a whole bunch of things that they found over on Reddit. I will link all of them in the description if you want to go and read them, but I'm going to try to simplify some of this stuff because, man, it's basically text strings. It's all data mine stuff, which can be difficult to understand at times because it's just raw data, but we're going to compile it and go through what we know about this quest. So this is the Lumina, and the Lumina, as you can see, it looks like it has a thorn inside of it. Well, actually, when we go through the text strings and look at the quest, it actually has a rose in it. Now, the rose hand cannon, which we will have to use to complete this quest, the rose is one of the precursors to the thorn. If we think about the name Lumina, well, that's the polar opposite of the thorn, right? The thorn is dark, the thorn is evil. So how will this gun be? None of the perks are in the database just yet. Then that opens it up to a whole bunch of other questions. Well, is this thing going to be like Thorn? Will it be better than Thorn? Will it be worse than Thorn? It's the precursor, so I would assume it wouldn't be as good as Thorn, but Thorn in Destiny 2 right now, I think it's okay. What do you guys think of Thorn in the comments section? How often do you use it? I use it occasionally in PvE when I'm just running around in patrol just to have fun. I don't use it in PvP. I am not good with it. I tend to always go with Outbreak Prime because I love pulse rifles, and guys, after seeing the raid finishes, I am expecting Bungie to nerf Outbreak Prime. It's just a matter of time. Alright, enough my babble, guys. Let's get into all these text strings posted by Ginzer. Now, if you're not familiar with Ginzer over on Reddit pretty much posts all of the different leaks, and all the leaks that he's posted over on Reddit so far have been true or have come to fruition. So let's get into it, folks. It looks like we're going to have to kick it off by finding a chest somewhere in the salt mines. And a big thank you to Timesplitter01 because he and I have been going back and forth discussing these two different threads, which I will link in the description. But we're gonna have to go find something or a chest in the salt mines, which makes sense because that's where the initial Thorn quest kicked off. We had to go to the salt mines and find something there. So I'm going to read a lot of these bullet points verbatim. So, you've discovered a letter in the ruined campsite where you found your mangled Thorn. The sender purports to be the legendary Shin Malfur, a supposed do-gooder with a complex approach to doing good. He claims he's entrusting you with the original Thorn, a hateful weapon capable of permanently killing guardians. The gun is hidden away somewhere, and to find it, you will have to use an enclosed system positioning device to track it down. Your ghost observes that the signal changes once an hour on the hour, so you'll have to be quick. So that seems like it's going to be some sort of timed thing where, yeah, every hour on the hour, we have to be there to grab something. Alright, then it says identify the location of the original Thorn using your system positioning device. Then from there it says defeat multiple enemy combatants in a row without reloading your weapon. Now that seems real simple and all, but knowing Bungie and this exotic quest, that's going to involve a lot of kills. So if you're looking for a spot to get a lot of kills easily, or maybe do this part of the quest, if it's like 1,000 kills or something, fire up the Whisper of the Worm Heroic. Make your way to the middle and then drop down. You will have a whole bunch of Taken Thrall that will respawn over and over and over. That's how I got a lot of my Catalyst done. It's way better than Escalation Protocol and other farming methods, but if you just need to get straight up kills, go down to the Whisper of the Worm Heroic, go down to the middle section, and just kill Thrall over and over and over. Next up, we see System Positioning Device again, and it says your System Positioning Device is active and paired to a chest that is currently located somewhere in, and then it gets cut off right there. So we don't know, but we have to find another chest. Next up, we see what's called a Weapon of Hope. Now, I think this is a story mission or something we do where we get the Rose hand cannon, because in the next steps, we need to do things with the Rose hand cannon, but they don't tell us how we actually get the Rose. So we see a Weapon of Hope. So it's got to be some sort of mission where we actually get the Rose, because we're going to need it for a whole bunch of steps that are coming up next. Now, the next step is from Lord Shax, and it says, fight together or die alone. Now, we can read into that one. Okay, fight together or die alone. Does that mean you have to go into the Crucible and do something with a fire team? Remember, I mean, most of these quests, you can pretty much do them alone, but it's better if you do them with people, of course. But I think this step, if I'm reading into it, and of course I'm reaching here, fight together or die alone, this step might actually force you to have a fire team. So get ready for the LFG sites to light up, but as I always say, just use the Destiny 2 companion app. That's how I find people to do my nightfalls with when it's really late at night and all of my friends are off. Next up, we have some text or possibly some dialogue. It says your project is going well. The gun is more than mechanically sound. It is synergized with your light. But unlike the quest to restore your Thorn, there is no mentors here. This is you forging a new path, following your intuition in search of a strong symbol of hope. If there's one thing you've learned since the Red Legion invaded, it is that a single Guardian falls alone. Fire teams of like-minded individuals persevere. Again, they're pitching, hey, you gotta be in a fire team. So how friendly is this going to be to solo players to get this exotic hand cannon? Next up, we have complete activities throughout the solar system with Rose equipped. Fighting in a fire team with other Rose wielders grants the most efficient progress. Once again, another step that wants you to be in a fire team. This one is not requiring it though, but I can almost guarantee this one probably will take forever if you're alone. But we'll have to wonder, well, what are the activities? I mean, is it just a flat rate of do anything, play Gambit, play Strikes, play Crucible? I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out soon enough. Then it continues with T-minus 1 hour to transmit. It says your system positioning device is active and paired to a chest that is currently located somewhere in the blank. We don't know where that is. It gets cut off. Then it says band together. So that more than likely, again, is going to be some sort of step that you need to do with a fire team. Then we have some more text or possibly dialogue. You feel ready to complete your project and you will have a suitably poetic scheme to do it. You plan to reclaim lost light from the hive. Using your strength of your own abilities, you'll redirect it into the gun, and with any luck, it will bloom into something greater. Next up, we have to enter the strike Will of 1,000, with Rose equipped to reclaim the lost light from hive crystals and defeat Zol. Objectives must be completed in a single run through the activity. Progress is not saved across multiple attempts. Now, if you go into the Will of 1,000 strike right now, you will see these crystals all over the strike. And I mean everywhere, from the beginning all the way to the end. So you're going to have to destroy these all, and I can almost guarantee you for sure that this strike will have some pretty heavy modifiers, just like we've had with some of the other quests. Now, there's going to be about 40 crystals, and I'm going to link this image in the description from Alaskan Bass from the Reddit thread where all of this was leaked. So you might want to save this because when we actually have to do this quest, it has the location of all the crystals, and remember, based off this text here, well, we need to get all the crystals in one run. You can't go back and do this with multiple attempts. Next up, we have some more text. You are the new owner of Dredgen Yor's original Thorn. Merely holding the gun makes you nauseous. Not out of moral principles, necessarily, but instead of physical effect, which reminds you of losing your light during the Red War. You don't know what to do with this thing. You have no intention of firing it. If nothing else, you believe you need to neutralize it. The next step, it says, neutralize the Thorn's intrinsic darkness with the strength of your light. Then we have hope is a currency. It buys tomorrow. It gives us what we need to survive today. And that's a quote from Rezel Azir. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Bife, where are you? Alright, next up, your philosophy about this gun has crystallized. If Thorn was a weapon about selfishness, well, the gun you will make will be one about selflessness. It is a coordinated fire team that saved the city from Gaul. Then the gun you will make will support fire teams. The light is about standing united in service of a hopeful future. Next up, we have to go back into the Crucible if my previous speculation was correct. Defeat Guardians with hand cannons as a team. Generate orbs of light for fellow Guardians and defeat invaders in Gambit before they have killed any of your teammates. your system positioning device is active and paired to a chest that is currently located somewhere in blank. It gets cut off there. Now, that step seems like it could be a nightmare if you make it one, and well, you probably should be with the fire team again, but defeating guardians with hand cannons, okay, hopefully you're good with hand cannons. Generating orbs of light for your fellow guardians, that's easy, just use masterwork weapons. And then defeat invaders and gambit before they've killed any of your teammates. Alright, well, you know, everyone's going to be rushing to try to get that invader, and as soon as they spawn in, you know what, this step's going to be brutal, guys, I think. Next up, the searing power of your light burns away the sickness that consumed Dredgenyor's Thorn, revealing the weapon that it used to be, Rose. You contemplate the weapon for a long time before resolving on a course of action. If Thorn symbolized twisted intention and malice unchecked, then you will make a gun that symbolizes something greater, the courage to choose the right path, even when it is an unpopular or unsafe path. But to do that, you'll need to begin your second adventure in gunsmithing. Next up, we have Restore Rose's perks to prepare the gun for its future transformation. Then we have a quote from Shin Malfur. The fate of this wicked tool is in your hands now. And then we see, I never thought this was real. I've heard the stories, we all have, but do you realize what this is? It is history, and that's coming from your ghost. T-minus 3 hours to transmat, the bravest light is forged in the most difficult of challenges. So that is all we know so far about this quest, and if anything else turns up, I will either put it in the description or make a separate video on it, but it seems like a pretty interesting quest, and I really hope this weapon is as good as it's going to be to grind for this thing, because last word, I never use it. Thorn, I use it occasionally, but not so often. And don't mind the footage in the background. I think this is the first run that we did of the Menagerie, and I need to get more footage, guys, because I've been just grinding my power level because I want to get into the raid sometime soon, so I need to play some more Menagerie and have some more background footage. That's it, guys. Leave me a good old hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.